Good morning, Team Alabama. Here is the next Achieve article. The Achieve 3000 article that we're going to work on is called Labor Day, Workers Take a Stand. So please do your before reading poll and go to your article, Labor Day, Workers Take a Stand. Pause it and go ahead and take care of doing that before reading poll. The words that we're going to encounter today that you might need to know is adieu. I bid you adieu. Or an expression of good wishes when someone leaves. So if you're saying goodbye, they may say, in a different country, they may say adieu, farewell, okay? And that is our only new word for the day. I'm sure that we'll come across other words that are new to us, and just know that this is the stretch article, so the Lexile level is a 1280, and that's higher than a lot of ours, but we try to always read the hardest one, and then you go back and do it at your Lexile level. So here we go. Labor Day, Workers Take a Stand. Make sure you have it on your Chromebook and you're reading it along with me. This is New York, New York, and it was written September the 1st. A cookout or a campout, a parade or a picnic, the beach or a ball game. For many Americans, Labor Day is a chance to rest, relax, and bid adieu or farewell to the summer season. Because it falls on the first Monday in September, Labor Day has become synonymous with the end of summer season. And because most schools and offices are closed, people have the day off. So why, one might ask, isn't the holiday called No Labor Day or Autumn Eve or even You Do You Monday? Because Labor Day is about so much more than fun in the sun. It's about celebrating an important chapter in American history. A time when workers banded together, stood up for what they believed, and changed the world. While the story of Labor Day reaches all the way back to the 1700s, it's safe to say that the real story began in the late 19th century, at the height of the Industrial Revolution. Thanks to a new development in manufacturing and transportation, the Industrial Revolution was an era of major social and economic change, much of it, at least for workers, for the worse. Many Americans worked in factories, mills, and mines, often toiling 12 hours a day or more without days off or breaks, in grueling, unsafe conditions where the machinery was dangerous, the lighting was poor, and workspaces were cramped and unclean. Ventilation was often inadequate, so for many turn-of-the-century laborers, even breathing wasn't easy. For the majority of workers, the wages were every bit as dismal and as the deleterious work conditions, leaving many barely able to eke out a living, meaning things were really rough, and they had a hard time making a living working in a really rough environment. For many workers, enough was enough. They wanted a better life for themselves, their families, and for one another. As time went on, more and more people in the United States spoke out in favor of reforms to secure rights for workers and improve working conditions. As individuals, workers had little power to bring about change, but together they were a force to be reckoned with. Labor unions, which were and still are organized groups of workers with the shared goal of protecting workers' rights and interests, became more outspoken, more prominent, and stronger in number, leading to what would become known as the labor movement. As part of this movement, labor unions organized strikes and rallies, demanding better wages and safer, more humane working conditions. The movement took a big step forward on September the 5th of 1882, when about 10,000 people, from bricklayers to blacksmiths, from shoemakers and jewelers to printers and railroad workers, did not go to work, and instead they joined together for a parade in New York City. They marched in solidarity, foregoing their day's wages, to call attention to the importance of workers and workers' rights. In the years that followed, workers' voices were heard, and the idea of a holiday in honor of workers picked up steam. spreading throughout the industrial cities across the U.S. in 1894. The U.S. Congress made it official, declaring Labor Day a federal holiday. Congressional leaders designated the first Monday in September to commemorate that historic day in early September of 1882, when thousands of people took to the streets, and ever since most Americans have had a 3-day break as summer begins to wind down. Over time, activists in the labor movement continued to leverage their collective power to improve working conditions and remuneration. Labor laws were passed to establish fair wages, protect workers' safety, and limit the hours people were required to work. So enjoy your time off on Labor Day and think about the workers who took a stand and banded together to create positive change. Thanks to them, every workday is better for workers across the U.S. Okay, guys, so you're going to read your article on your Lexile level, and the article again is Labor Day, Workers Take a Stand. And you're going to answer then your activity questions, and you need a 75% or higher. Now, if you've been getting a lower score, like you've been getting a 50 or a 63, read that article twice before you take those questions, please, so that you can get a 75%. That's the way to increase your score. And know that I've been putting in grades, so make sure that you've finished at least 6 to 8 of these Achieve 3000 articles. You should be at that point already. If you aren't, you're a little behind and you need to catch up. Have a great rest of your day, Highland, and try your best on Labor Day, Workers Take a Stand, and screenshot that for me and send it to me. Have a great rest of your day.